What's going on, y'all? Ron Murray, Paul Quinn College homecoming, Harvard and Highland Hills, the oldest HBCU west of the Mississippi River. Dallas is HBCU here at the Paul Quinn College, and with me, President Sorrell, the longest tenured president at Paul Quinn College. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Yes. So with that, I just want you to talk about, taking the job at Paul Quinn, and did you expect this much of a tenure when you first took the job? Because we know the story, so now.
No. I plan to be here 90 days, right?
Yes, you talked about that.
I was an interim president. I was part of a group that was buying the Memphis Grizzlies, and I was going to go be the president of the franchise. And in those 90 days, I fell in love with the place, and what planned to be here that long turned into 18 years, which has been a blessing.
Yeah. So along with that, just talking about what does homecoming mean for you as the president of an HBCU?
Man, well, first of all, homecoming is an amazing experience. You get to see your alums, you get to see people that you have not seen, and here you get a lot of people who what I call were almost alums.
That's a fact.
Right?
Yes, that's a fact.
So they were here.
You can't tell them they ain't alums.
You can't tell them, right? Like they're like we're alums in every way but the paper, right? Like every way but the diploma.
Yeah.
But you're still glad to see them, right? Because they're still part of your story. And what I try and do each year is to give people more than they had the year before. So each year we have worked on improving the facilities, improving the experience, and adding things to it which give us a distinctive homecoming experience.
So of course with me, I feel that I am a Paul Quinn College billboard. But of course, a lot of people in Dallas still don't know that Paul Quinn is here, nestled in Oak Cliff, Highland Hills. What would you just tell people to come out to check out Paul Quinn, possibly be a student and things of that nature, right from the president?
Yeah, well, so here's the thing. We have built a reputation as being one of the most innovative colleges in America. Not in Dallas, not in Texas, right? Our playing field is a little bit different. So I'm always amused when people tell me they didn't know we were here. That tells me a lot more about what their educational expectations are than who we are, right? Because we're an institution, we've reduced the average student loan debt from $40,000 down to $12,000. 75% of it, anywhere between 70 and 75% of our students have jobs sitting at commencement. When they are sitting in their chairs at commencement, they have jobs, right? Our graduation rates improved over 30%. Our students are going off doing extraordinary things, right? Now, we've had some that have always done really good and impressive things, but the goal is to have everybody go do impressive and extraordinary things. And so, we're looking at the students. We have more students now coming to us from all the Metroplex schools. So we have students coming from Collin County, which we didn't see that before. Mansfield, we have a partnership now with Crowley.
Crowley ISD doing it big.
Where we have operational control of the 4 middle schools in Crowley. So you're starting to see way more graduates coming from Crowley. Wilma Hutchins is sending us a bunch of students. So it is wonderful to see that because we knew before the pandemic, 40% of our students came from outside the state of Texas, right? Now that number has been flipped. We're still getting a lot of students from outside the state, but we have focused more on those in our state. And it's just been fantastic to see because, as you can see with the game, it gives people a chance to come see their people more.
Right. And President Sorrell, I appreciate you because we've had conversations where I may not have agreed, but you've let me know why it needs to be certain ways. So I appreciate you with that, all the time. But, I got to ask you this, and if I don't ask you this, I'll be wrong. So I have to ask you, as a former Paul Quinn football player, what would need to happen for Paul Quinn to bring football back? Because Barber Scotia College, they just brought back football. You're seeing a lot of smaller HBCUs bring back football now. If Ron Murray does get the funds to bring back football, or what needs to happen to bring back football at Paul Quinn and President Sorrell?
So here's the reality of the situation.
Yes, the reality, respect.
Football is an extraordinarily expensive endeavor because, let's be very, very clear, the days of a football experience that doesn't match the basketball experience, or the fact that we're transforming the Tigers Den into a state-of-the-art volleyball facility. Schools at this level their volleyball programs don't have their own facility, right? The soccer field with the broadcast quality lighting and all those things. So we would have to have not just a football program that matches this level, we also then have to add the requisite women's sports, and they have to have that same experience.
That's a fact.
So now you're not just talking about adding sports for football, you're adding sports to match it to comply with Title IX. Then you've got to have housing for all of those students.
True. Yes.
Then you got to have a band, cheerleaders, all of those things that go with it. So it is an extraordinarily expensive endeavor to do it at the level that we are now doing everything else. So never say never, right?
Never. I'm not saying never.
Never say never, because if there's one person that holds that torch high, it is Ron Murray, right? Like no conversation we have on the phone, you don't ask me about when we bring back football. So you are faithful and consistent.
Yes.
So this isn't an anti-football message. It is whatever we do now must match the level that everything else is doing.